There are many people in the world who really don't understand, or say they don't, what is the great issue between the free world and the communist world. Let them come to Berlin.
What John F. Kennedy left us was all an attitude. To put it in simple terms, he looked ahead. He knew no more than anyone else what the future was going to be like, but he did know that was where we ought to be looking. Only to a limited extent are we prisoners of the past. The future sets us free. It is our escape hatch. We can shape it to our liking, and we had better start thinking about how we would like it. It was time for us to take that attitude because we thought we were growing old. We had lived through hard experiences, and we were tired, and out of our weariness came caution, suspicion, and the crippling desire to play it safe. We became so worried about what we had to lose that we never began to think about what was still to be gained, and sometimes it looked as if we were becoming a nation of fuddy-duddies. The world was moving faster than ever before, and we were beginning to regret that it was moving at all because we were afraid where it might take us. But President Kennedy personified youth.
They come to life as if by magic. Poodles bake cookies in the kitchen as the kid goats romp about in bed. Monkeys work in the candy factory as the red plane flies overhead. Angels make joyful music on the clouds as elves tend to the reindeer and sled. It's just a typical day of activity at Santa's Village in Storm Lake. Santa's Village is perhaps the largest working display of animated Christmas scenes. The village is sponsored by the Storm Lake Chamber of Commerce, which has been collecting the scenes for over 26 years. Donations from the business community and individuals provide the funds to purchase new pieces for the collection. Operating expenses are covered in part by a small admission fee at the door. Santa's Village is reassembled from scratch every year, so the display is never quite the same. The setup and operation work is done primarily by volunteers from the community.
Most of the people that work down here called into the chamber office and said, yes, I'd like to come and volunteer some time to work at Santa's Village. So the people in Storm Lake were very generous with their time.
Marcia Moore is this year's curator. She is paid a stipend to lay out the display and supervise the volunteer help. Work on this year's village began in mid-October, which is about 2 weeks later than usual. The setup and operation of the village requires as much as 2,500 man-hours. But according to Moore, labor was not in short supply.
Some nights I had so much help I didn't know what to do with everybody. One night I had one of
A bus pulls up to yet another hotel, and 40 people begin the process of unloading once again. Within the next few hours, these people will set up and perform a unique form of entertainment, then tear it all down again. These are the Tamburitzans. The Tamburitzans, or Tammies as they're nicknamed, are a troupe of dancers and musicians from Duquesne University in Pennsylvania. For the past 53 years, the Tamburitzans have toured, performing traditional Eastern European music and dance. The Tamburitzans' show is a mixture of folk music from several countries, including Albania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, Greece, Hungary, Poland, Romania, Turkey, the USSR, and Yugoslavia. Through the use of authentic ethnic costumes and native instruments, the Tamburitzans bring the essence of Eastern European folk culture to stages across the country. The Tamburitzan organization began in 1932 as a trio at a small college in St. Paul, Minnesota. In 1937, the organization moved to Duquesne University, where it has since evolved into its present 40-member ensemble. What's it like to be a student and a Tammy? Well, the troupe tours during breaks in the school year, such as Thanksgiving and Christmas, so the students don't miss classes. Even long hours spent touring by bus are put to good use.
We do our schoolwork on the bus. We try to finish it there. You try to keep up. If you can budget your time, you can do it. It's not that hard.
I enjoy traveling. If you didn't like traveling, it'd be really hard to enjoy the Tamburitzans. If you have a weak stomach for riding on a bus, this really isn't for you. This is fun if you like riding around and seeing the scenery and seeing all kinds of small places and people.
Recently, the Tamburitzans tour brought them to the Midwest, including this stop in Storm Lake, Iowa. The Tammies usually arrive about 3 hours before the show to set up. The performers double as the technical crew, meaning everyone has specific jobs during the setting up and tearing down of the show.
I think the back curtain's right here, Coleman. No, I think this is yeah, behind the stage. On stage!